Nick Kilkins just come back from London Stadium virtually. It was West Ham 0, Everton 1. Matt, bad day at the office, really. No attempts on target. 11 attempts. Just wasn't there today.
Yeah, mate. I mean, it's a phrase that sometimes we can use a lot as West Ham fans. Really disappointed, but not surprised. I mean, Everton have been giving us trouble for years. I mean, I used to have nightmares about Lukaku, but today was a real bummer, mate. It was one of those ones, along with the Newcastle game, that we kind of needed to just at least get something out of it. When we were looking for that third goal against Newcastle, at least to get a point out of it, or today to get a point out of it, and just from the get-go, mate. Really, I think just didn't look like it was going to go our way, did it?
No, it was a frustrating day, mate. I think Ancelotti is obviously a good manager. He'd done his own work today and got that goal, chucked everyone behind the ball.
That's it.
Just didn't look like breaking anyone down. We struggle against teams like that.
Yeah, well, they West Hammed us, mate, because we're so used to playing a low block, and getting in behind them with counter attacks, speed and everything, and they obviously knew that. They tried to neutralize. Today was a day where we needed some bit of magic from someone like Lingard, and obviously, I mean, they shut up shop, set the block really low, and they're forced us to play in front of them. And that's where time and time again, mate, when we've come up against teams like this, we've seen that we end up a bit toothless because we don't have the ideas always in front of the ball. And I mean, just looking at it today, I mean, they kept us at arm's length. I mean, set pieces were poor. I mean, an obsession with crossing the ball too much. I mean, you're going up against Jerry Mina. Again, the guy's a monster.
He's a giant,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, between Mina, I mean, I don't think we won a header from a corner or a cross all day. And I mean, then you combine that with Antonio dragging out wide all game. He wasn't in the box. I mean, they just had our number, mate. And I mean, especially when you get a guy like Godfrey that had a brilliant game. He looked really good, don't you think?
Yeah. I think the defense, all of Everton's defense looked more or less impenetrable today. Is that it, mate? Is that the dream over?
Champions League, I mean, numerically, it looks like it. I mean, I think now with one victory, Leicester can keep us at arm's distance from the Champions League. If my maths are not, I think, at least 4 points. It's Europa League time, mate. I mean, and like we've talked about and everyone's talked about, is the squad depth that's catching up with us, especially when you're talking about trying to change a game. We're short on players to change a game anyway, and you're forced out with 2 forced subs by injury. I mean, I don't like to defend Moyes often when it comes to substitutions, because I do think that's that area of opportunity that he has. But today, I mean, the hand was forced by him with those subs. And I mean, let's take a perfect example here, mate. If we'd have had an out-and-out striker, I mean, Bowen, poor guy, barely touched the ball. I think he touched the ball less than anyone on the field. I mean, I will be surprised if he had more than 30, 35 touches. I mean, and that opportunity that fell to him, that's when you'd love a guy like Chicharito, wouldn't you? Someone.
Yeah, I mean, he was offside. Look, the big chances were the Benrahma header. He snuck in on the back post, and it was a poor header. He tried to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, tried to loop it, no?
He tried to overcomplicate it a little bit and go, far corner. But it was that. Then the Soufal one off I think Bowen was offside anyway, so that wouldn't have counted. But
I mean, you can tell how much it means to them, mate. You can tell how much it means to them. You give you a perfect example, Lingard, fobbing off the ref, getting the yellow card, and then 2 minutes later sprinting back and smashing that brilliant sliding block into Coleman. I mean, you can see how much it means to them, but passion is not going to get us through that finishing line that we want for European football. And I think Yarmolenko, I think his time's over, don't you think?
Yeah. I can't see him being with us in after the summer, to be quite honest with you. Listen, there's still plenty to play for. We've got 3 more games.
Well,
just got to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and go again.
Well, the best thing, mate, is that I don't got the red card today, didn't he? So we'll go against Brighton.
Mapai got one in the tunnel as well.
Yeah. So they'll go against without Mapai. Mapai is like another guy that like a Lukaku that always seems to pop up against us. So I really hope. I mean, to be honest, mate, okay, it's devastating that we might not get Champions League football, especially after this. But we've got to be realistic, you know. I mean, all we've got to do is focus on getting the guys back fit. And realistically, mate, I mean, I don't know the status of Ogbonna, but we need him back in the team. I mean, if you look at that goal today, that was a perfect example of intelligent strikers. Because if you can blame Dawson because, okay, Dawson could have stepped up and played him offside, or if he was going to follow him, he could have stayed closer. But you know you're going up against a quick guy. But apart from that, mate, look at the movement that Richarlison makes to come short as a dummy for the pass, drags Diop with him and opens the space up behind. You know, and that's the difference between us and other teams because we don't have out-and-out strikers that work with those
Make that intelligent movement. Yeah, I do understand.
And so, I mean, you know, I mean, the goal, as much as you can blame Dawson, maybe you could say Fabianski could have come out a little quicker, whatever. But, I mean, if we really invest in the summer and get in, we need, what do you think, 2 strikers minimum?
Minimum. A lot of money to be spent. But, hey-ho, Matt, we digress. We've lost the game today. I can't complain too much. I think it was, you know, on a balance of play, I think it was probably a deserved loss. And we have to dust ourselves up and go again. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
No worries, mate. I mean, it's West Ham. We're used to it. But like you say, mate, realistically, it's going to be our year because we've done such a wonderful job, you know, and you know, we're flying high and we're a victim of our own success. So keep the faith. Come on, you irons.
Thanks.